What's up, guys? Welcome to the weekly watch list video. I sent out a pretty good list earlier today, and I just wanted to cover that. And there's also a scan I didn't get a chance to run that I would like to run. Okay, so now when we're looking at this and we're looking at the charts, we can see here. Let's see. So we can see here we've got Costco. So this one actually made a huge move today. It's getting a weekly buy signal. I think it's going to run into earnings next month. And so any dips, I think we should go try to buy, right? So charts look good, pretty strong stock, and we had the sideways consolidation, and then we got a buy signal yesterday, huge move up. So, if we're continuing through here, we want to look at some other stuff. So, that's not as much of an actionable stock here. So, DPZ, this is one that has caught my eye. We had this consolidation pattern, where basically a base that was forming between 400 and like 440-ish. You could call it 450 if you wanted to, but it looks like we're breaking out of that. And I'm not going to buy it up here, but I am going to look to be able to play this off the weekly time frame. And basically, what I'm looking for is we're getting this reversal signal here, and if we can come back and come down to maybe the support around 440 or um, yeah, 440-ish, I would like to pick this up and trade it to the upside. Main thing is, as you can see, we have this massive cup and handle pattern right here. So I really like that. We're holding the 50 simple. And then if we look at the weekly here, we're holding the 200 simple and breaking back above the 50 simple. Okay. So I like all of that price action. I really like this cup and handle pattern, which so risk to reward wise, what we're looking for is okay, if we can get in at this 440, our stop would be basically below 400. And so we're risking $40 per share to potentially make up into this like 2.5 risk to reward. And then getting to that new high it's about 2.5 risk to reward without even breaking out. So we'd be looking for a move from 440 to about 568. So almost 100, almost $110 move. So that's a really solid risk to reward trade. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on this. I really like this pattern. Continuing through here, General Dynamics. This one is just a stock that has been pretty strong. You can see the last buy signals we got on the weekly. We got a nice pop. I'm looking for this to just break out again. Not too much to say about that one. WM, this is Waste Management. What I'm looking for here is we're getting a reversal buy signal with kind of after our earnings breakout. Also, the daily time frame is beginning to break out. So I do like this one. You can see here, traded in this tight range, had that breakout candle, and then some continuation. So I'm looking for this weekly squeeze to just simply fire off upside. TJX, this is one of my favorite charts out there right now. I'm just looking for a place to buy it. So strong weekly trend. We've got a high ADX. We're trend in a strong, really strong trend. And we've got that weekly squeeze. So what I'm looking for is can we um, get a buy signal of some sort, might come after earnings, but this is a great looking chart for a continuation to the upside. So like if I was to, if like when I rank these, the weekly squeezes, TJX pretty much shows up close to the top in terms of trend strength. So you can see Costco is a 51 ranking, and it's at the top of the list. This one is a 43, so that's even above what's ranking out on these other ones here. So it's just this is a little bit of a shortened list because it can't load it all. LII, this is also a really strong trending stock. And this one's printing a buy signal this week. So I don't love the entry, but I do love the trend and I love how this has been trading. So I am thinking this is going to get a move into 650 pretty quickly. So we can pay attention to that one. Um, EA, this is just a multi-month breakout. So I'm looking for any opportunity to really pick this up. So as long as we hold above that level here, this breakout level that we've been rejecting for since July of 2018. I'm thinking that there's strong potential we could head up into 172, but probably $200. I'm really thinking that this is a term, really long term trading sideways and not getting anywhere. And then now we're finally breaking out, and I think we can make it up here. So let's keep an eye on that. And I think that's just a longer term play, definitely to play with shares or leaps. Um, HPQ, this is a little bit of a weird one. The stock doesn't move that fast, but I do like this pattern. We've got cup and handle as well. Uh, Bull flag here, and we're getting a buy signal, and we're getting a few inside candles. So I think it might be earnings that ends up being the catalyst for us to break out, but I think we're going to head back up into that high. Um, I'm not going to continue to go through all of these. You can look at the list that I sent, but I'm going to go over my favorites. So I've kind of just gone straight down through the list, but it's getting a lot. So let's just go through the ones that I'm a big fan of. So TXN, really a big fan of this one. You can see the monthly buy signals that took place last time. We had a really great move to the upside. We're having a multi-month breakout above this pivot right here. And so what I'm looking for is now that we've gotten this breakout, we came back. It's really clear on the monthly time frame. We got the breakout of this resistance, retested it, and then now we're kind of sending to the upside. So I think that any pullback here, you can see I've got an alert set. I like to any pullback here with a stop below basically 200 for a continuation up into 250. So I think that that's really easy target for this one. We can go like this. And then yeah, we're looking for 242 and then yeah, 242 essentially is the next target that this first target's actually been met. And then let's see, TSM, and so this is sticking with this theme of semiconductors. TXN is one, TSM is another. If we're looking at this one, you can see this bullish looking chart. Looks like we're accepting that $200 price level. We're trying to figure it out. So what I'm looking for is potentially 230 and 250 on TSM. Um, and I think you would play this through the leveraged ETF. I'd have to look it up. I can't really remember what it is. But uh, this one is showing good relative strength. You can see that obviously. And then basically, um, I'm just looking for continued relative strength in this name. And uh, this one, and it's kind of creating consolidation pattern here after earnings. It's got a daily squeeze. And then similar story is NVIDIA, which I think a lot of the semiconductors look like they're ready to run. And you can see these weekly buy signals gave us a really awesome move to the upside last time. So I'm expecting a pretty awesome move this time. But right now, we're knocking at the door of 150. So if I think knowing the type of stock this is, um, I'm thinking that if we break this here, people are going to start looking. If we break 150, I think people are going to start pricing this stock at 200 or looking to price it at 200. You can see that relative strength is just crazy. It's been climbing and climbing forever. So this stock does have very strong relative strength. Um, so we want to keep an eye on this one as well. It's just like we don't want to buy it up here. I think we can, if it pulls back, we can look for an entry around like 140 and have our stop below 132, and that's a solid risk to reward. Look for the break of 150 and just play this squeeze until it fires off, and then wait until the momentum's gone. Uh, and then from there, what we're looking at is if we go, let's see. Another one that I'm keeping an eye on is coin. It's a really solid looking chart as well. Reason why is we don't have any signals yet, but we do have a massive cup and handle. If you look at the monthly time frame, inverse head and shoulders slash cup and handle. And I think that if we break out of this and clear this, basically really 300, I think we're going to move up into 370 and then eventually 450. I think there's strong potential for this thing to have a massive, massive, massive move. You can see the relative strength line is starting to creep up, so keep an eye on this one. Could be a really awesome move. Um, net, I think between coin and net, these are the two that have the strongest risk to reward setup. If we look at zoom out on this, same thing, cup and handle pattern. And I think that if we look at the weekly, you can see that cup and handle pattern as well. And then it's also kind of setting up right here too. So it's like a cup and handle inside a cup and handle. And you can see this relative strength line is kind of continuing to climb. And we did have a drop after earnings, but it has gotten bought up on volume. So I am looking for, I'm basically looking for this to hold support right around this area. We broke out of this consolidation, which was right around that $86 level. And I think we've got a really good risk to reward of having a stop below essentially these two moving averages here, maybe around 83. And then what we're looking for is can we go see 116? And then can we go see 132? And then from there, like we don't have much stopping us from moving much, much higher. Um, so yeah, want to keep an eye on this setup for sure. This is probably one of my favorite setups as long with Exxon as well. So this one, I think energy is going to have a really strong breakout. And so if we look at this, we've got weekly buy signals or monthly A plus signals on Exxon. Okay. And then we've got a buy signal on the weekly. And then on the daily time frame, we're forming a squeeze and we've got two inside candles in a row. So we are in this position right now. We had this reversal buy signal. You can see the last reversal buy signal, and then that one didn't work out as well. That one worked well. So I'm looking for can we essentially break out to the upside, and I would really like to, we're up about 1% on the shares, but I would like if we break above this level right here, I'm going to set an alert to make sure we get there. Once we have that inside candle breakout, I'm going to want to add to my shares, and I actually will probably add to them on Monday regardless, especially because that weekly signal has now been confirmed and we're holding the 120 price level pretty solid. We came down and tested it the past 2 days and have held. So I'm looking for, okay, can we break out of this? And then notice another little cup and handle. So I really like this one. Strong, strong stock. And then if I look, oh, if we look at XLE, similar story. You've got a monthly buy signal. So I'm looking for can we get a breakout on this one? Can we get it hasn't confirmed yet, obviously, because it's not the end of the month, but we did have one back here and back here. So, and the squeeze is yet to fire off. So I'm looking for, okay, can we break out now? And then it's got a weekly squeeze. And then if we take a look at some other stuff, other stocks in here, like CVX, Check that out. Monthly bull flag. If we get this reversal buy, I think that's a spot we may want to pick this up, right? I mean, look at the last one. So that one, this is like a flag pattern that I'm interested in holding at pretty major support, right? So I like this setup as well. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I like Exxon the best, and second to Exxon, I really like EOG. This just had earnings that turned out to be pretty good. It's got this resistance right here that it needs to break at 135. If we can clear that, we're moving quickly to 150 in a new all-time high. Um, it had a positive earnings report and was up 6% today. So I do expect some sort of continuation on this one. And then if you look at the monthly, it's forming this nice flag, and once this breaks out, it should have a really strong move. So that's pretty much all the ones I'm kind of keeping an eye on. So if you wanted me to narrow down my favorites, I'm looking at Domino's Pizza, TJX, TXN, really all the semiconductors I'm paying attention to, Net, Coin, um, and Exxon. One last one I'll give to you that doesn't have any signals yet, but I'm looking for a way to buy it is DraftKings right here. You can kind of see clear cup handle, pretty solid, and growth names have been doing really well. So as of recently, you can see we broke this trend line, retesting it, so on and so forth. But I think that the main story here is it's got that nice cup and handle pattern. And I want to see, can we break out to the upside and catch this move to the upside? It's got an inverse head and shoulders as well. There's some pretty solid patterns showing up here. And yeah, I think that if we can find an entry, I want to see how I can find an entry, but it would be nice to be able to catch a move up into $50 and then 65. You can see that 65 has kind of been a key level that we haven't been able to have a sustained breakout above. So I think that if we can break this pivot right here at 50, we're headed up to 65. And right now we're a $40 stock. So that's an over a 50% move. So I like that one as well. And I just think DraftKings, net, have really solid risk to reward setups here. So I think at some point net is going to be a $130 stock, hopefully in the near future. But I'm looking for, can we this is my main priority next week because it does have a buy signal and it had one back here. Now what we're looking for is we just have to clear this breakout right here and then we're off to the races. But all right, guys, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. The main things I'm looking at, net, and uh I'm looking at net. I'm looking at um energy stocks. We got in STLD, which ended up being a great trade. Still holding some of this, only about a quarter of my position at this point. Um, but then I'm also looking at, or oh, AVGO. I'm holding this one. I posted that in the chat that I am in this, and some people picked it up. So what happened was is we took AVGX on this day right here, and then we held. We made this move up close to the highs and hit resistance. It was 1-to-1 risk to reward, so we took off half. So now what I'm looking for is a move for AVGO to make it up into 200 because we are playing these weekly buy signals. So you can see the weekly buy signal, really nice move up. Weekly buy signals, really nice move up. Weekly buy signal, that was earnings, so it doesn't really count. But looking at this one here, I think we can see a nice move up again. So I'm looking for a breakout, run into earnings to potentially hit $200. And yeah, so I hope this helps. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.